Breaking news. We interrupt this regularly scheduled programming to bring you this breaking news bulletin. Where are the papers I'm supposed to shuffle onto? I need the papers, it's more dramatic. Local man hikes local mountain. More in it. Seriously? You get the papers for dramatic emphasis and you don't have any more information than that? Please try that take again. This just in. Local man hikes local 14er. Made it all the way from the bottom to the top. Please tell me you have something else to add. He hiked the 12-ish mile Barr trail that starts in the town of Manitou Springs all the way up to 7,500 feet of elevation gain to the top of Pike's Peak. Our sources confirmed earlier that it was his first 14er. That was a good take. You should use that one. Yes. Finally, the guy with the notes says something helpful. At least you get to be in HD. Apparently we can't afford a camera that's HD further than 2 or 3 feet away. How do you think I feel all the way back here? Yes, I know. This is just a low production learning effort right now. I mean, come on. We are bringing breaking news from inside our living room. Actually, when we rented this place, it was advertised to us as a breakfast nook. Is that even relevant right now? No. I have an idea. Let's just run with it. Welcome to tonight's edition of Breakfast Nook News. I'm your host, Tony P. Vehicles K. And we're going to cut straight to the footage of hiking the trail because literally no one watches a hiking channel to see a guy argue with himself inside his home. Manitou Springs is paid parking out the wazoo of at least $5, so my personal preference is to park in the free parking area at Old Man's Trail and then take the free shuttle up to the Trailhead. The stop is more for the incline, but Barr Trailhead is real close by. The free shuttles run from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. I understand that might not be the most practical solution for multiple day trips, but my overall plan for this day was just to hike up to Barr Camp to see what it was all about. I didn't really mean to go to the top, it was just supposed to be a short reconnaissance type trip. Anyway, I really hope you like switchbacks because up until about this point where the incline trail return and the Barr Trail actually diverged, about 22 of them. Another thing to keep in mind on those first 2.5 miles is that the incline is really popular, so there might be a considerable number of people hiking or even running down the return trail. As the case with any large group of people, you'll find that a certain percentage do not follow the uphill hikers have the right-of-way trail etiquette. But don't worry, you'll soon pass the chaos of civilization behind, and then you'll find yourself walking in a serene forest. And if you're tangentially adventurous, maybe even an experimental forest. But not today, we're heading left to Barr Camp. In my opinion, the trail really flattens out here for this second quarter of it. 7,500 feet of gain over 12.5 miles average out to about 600 feet of gain per mile. And the last 2 and first 2 miles are probably double that, so if the math checks out, it has to be less somewhere. Well, look! How nice! We've made it to Barr Camp. So let's take a moment and check this place out. First off, you're welcomed by this handy dandy map, so let's just take a look at it for a second. We started all the way back here at the Barr Camp Trailhead, and we hiked this long blue distance all the way to our current location, which is Barr Camp. We still have this little bit to go in which we'll pass A-frame, and then we'll head up and we'll make it all the way to Pike's Peak! On a more serious note, there are a number of other interesting destinations on this map, like the previously mentioned experimental forest. There's also the bottomless pit. And who wouldn't love visiting a ghost town hollow? That sounds amazing. And I'm not sure what this purple bastion thing is, but it does sound cool. Alright, now that we're done with the map, let's take a quick look around Barr Camp proper. There's a nice camping area if you brought a tent, or lean-tos or cabins if you didn't want to carry that extra weight. They charge a small fee per person, but that comes with a pancake breakfast, which sounds awesome. They also have this nice common area complete with a little shop just in case you forgot your toothpaste, your left shoe, or any other essential item. That ends our quick tour of Barr Camp, so let's get on our way. It was still 11 a.m. at this point for me, and truth be told, I was still planning on hiking back to my car in Manitou Springs. But since it was such a nice day, my mind was like, why don't we just go up 3 more miles and check out A-Frame? Then we will totally hike back down. Yeah, we will hike that mere 3 miles to the tippy top some other day. Totally. Yeah, sure. Another day. The cool thing about being above Barr Camp is that the trees start thinning out and you finally get to see some cool views. When you get to A-Frame, you know you've reached the tree line and you're 75% the way up the mountain. The view at A-Frame is just spectacular. You can see the 4-ish person lean-to structure in the corner there. It's nothing fancy, but it can save your butt if a storm rolls in real fast. There's also a spring-fed water source at A-Frame that you can use to fill up your bottle. I'm told that the water is safe, but I still used my filter just in case. Looking out with human eyes, you can actually make out the cell towers in the distance, and that gave me the idea to take my phone out of airplane mode. Sure enough, I had signal, and then I promptly used that signal to text my girlfriend that I was going to be super late because I decided to climb a 14er today on a whim. I mean, how could I not? Look at those bright blue, beautiful skies. I was really feeling it on the last 2 miles of the trail. You're nearing 13,000 feet, and while you can see the top, your final destination, it always seems so far away. Really, the only thing to do at that point is to keep moving 1 foot in front of the other and just concentrate on those majestic mountain views. It's always a motivating experience to look back down the mountain and see the trail, see how far you've walked and see how much you've already accomplished. But really, nothing beats making it to the top of the mountain. Pikes Peak has a highway up the other side, so you can drive up. And that means, of course, that there's going to be a lot of people. There's even the smell of donuts that waft down a half mile down the trail if the wind is blowing right. So while that kind of ruins the peaceful moment of isolation and accomplishment, it does mean you can find a friendly someone that's willing to drive a tired hiker, such as myself, back down to my car.